Welcome back for another edition of Betty Club.
It is Betty Club
5. Betty Club 5 we are whizzing through. Today it's me and Chloe. So last time we saw Alma and Jemima in their, quite frankly, beautiful wearable toiles. We are not bringing that energy just yet in this video, but we got things to talk about.
Different energy. Different energy.
We're definitely still in the less wearable toile realm.
Yeah, as you can see. But I think yours is, to be honest. I really like it.
There's a little top.
I'm really feeling it with the trousers.
With my pink peggies, I think it's working.
Yeah. But I don't know if this is doing it for anyone.
Asymmetrical, very modern.
And the zip tail.
Oh my goodness. Well, like your kids could hold on to that. Come on. Come guys.
But yeah, so the last time I was on here was with Jemima and I was wearing my first
this
toile.
one? Yes.
Which way round?
That way. Is the masking tape on the front? Yes.
Yes. So this is what I'm doing with each of my toiles. I'm just putting the tape on just to remind myself what I've done and then the things that I need to do for it.
It's such a good idea.
Otherwise it gets really confusing. So you can see my second toile here.
So second toile.
Yeah.
Bust tick.
Yeah.
Sleeve tick.
Yeah.
Back gaping.
Yeah. So my first toile, everything seemed fine on the back. That fitted really well. But the front, I needed to take out these wedges here,
right?
Which I did. So I
Lovely.
So I sort of like slashed into it, moved it over, and it came out of the darts.
Yeah. Yeah.
There.
There's some like pivot and
some pivots. So sort of made that work. And so yeah, now I'm happy with this. This looks great. However, now my back has gone.
Oh, yeah, you've got a big chunk.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That's interesting, isn't it? How it changes the dynamic of everything.
Yeah.
That's why it's really important to do it's important to do multiple toiles and not just be like, boom, I've got it, let's go. Just do a final check.
Which is, if you watch back that video, what Jemima told me, because I was like, yeah, I'm sure, maybe I'll just go with my wearable toile now. She said, no, do that edit and then see, and I'm really glad that I did that, because it's quite a lot. It's not really sort of, well, yeah, I suppose you could, if you were making your finished garment, you could just put a dart in there, but it would, it
would be a visible dart. So do you think you'll do the same and pivot that into this dart here?
Yeah, because there is that dart leg there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the same. But yeah, I've got to take it's about 2 centimetres.
It is,
so
isn't
it's
it?
A lot, yeah. But yeah, it's just crazy how much it just completely changed just by the moving this here.
in.
Obviously, just.
Yeah, I guess it's brought the
was
shoulders in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then that excess on the back sort of doesn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea, but this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then I also thought, while I'm doing the second toile, I'd put the sleeve on, because then I can really see where it's sitting on the shoulders.
Yeah.
And as you can see, there's a bit of room here that I'm not quite happy with, because as I'm sort of moving, it's falling off my shoulder. Yeah. So I'm gonna take in just an angle, because it's actually fine when it's sitting on my shoulder. I'm happy with where the sleeve head is here, so I'm just going to angle a wedge out of that pin's gone. There we go.
So it's out of So we're taking a wedge out at the neckline, and then it's going to go down to nothing.
Yeah.
Where the sleeve goes in.
Yeah.
So it's basically taking like a little triangle out.
Yeah. And
actually, they might be able to see it. Actually, if you go up, it's like this little ear here will disappear. Yeah, and actually it's going to keep it tighter there, but you're not changing anything down there.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that. And I feel like I've got movement and there's room here for actually like using my arms, which is what I wanted in a dress.
That's what you've got to check, because you can't just stand in front of the mirror.
Dance?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, that's how I dance.
Exactly.
And yeah, there's still like movement here, which is what I want, because obviously I'm going to put a full skirt on, so that's going to pull it down a little bit.
Exactly.
And hold it there to my waist. But yeah.
No, it's looking really great.
That's where I'm at.
Fantastic. That is really good. Good progress. And now you feel ready to do wearable toile?
Yes, I think I am.
Exciting.
I think I am.
Exciting. So, and are you going in with like it's definitely going to be wearable, or is it one of those ones where you're like, well, I've got some fabric, I'll try it out?
No, I think I definitely want to make it.
into it.
Yeah, I want to make it wearable, because my original idea for my final Betty was a black velvet, so very like evening-y, like party.
Yeah.
And actually, while I've been making this and seeing the others, I'm like, yeah, do you know what? A nice cotton floral like one would be really nice, more of a daytime dress. And I think, yeah, I really want to get, if I get the fit right and make it comfortable enough to wear, then yeah, I want to make a full dress, because it's quite a lot of fabric, like making the skirt as well. I want it to be wearable to get the most out of it. So
excellent. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Now it's on to like the fun bit.
Yeah, actually making a dress. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased.
Really good. Looking really nice.
2 trials I think is good.
Yeah, I think so.
Fit.
I think, and then you can be so confident going forward that you smashed it.
Yeah.
Fab.
So talk me through what you got here.
So mine is quite different from the one I made last time, because I completely changed my mind to what I want to do. I was in the room when Alma and Jemima were filming theirs.
Yeah.
And I really wanted a sleeveless one rather than the sleeved one. And I really liked the high neckline on them both. And I was like, I want to do that actually.
Yeah.
And my sojo was waning a bit for sewing it, and I was kind of like, oh, I've got to do that Betty Toile tonight. And as soon as I thought of my new idea, I was like, yeah, I've got to do my Betty Toile tonight.
Yeah, I want to make that dress.
I want to make that. I want to do that. So I thought, you know what, follow your heart.
Yeah.
You can change your mind along the way and just do what you want to do. So I whipped up a quick sleeveless toile with the high neck. So the ones I'd done before was scoop neck with sleeves.
That's the Betty add-on pack.
Exactly.
Which is my one.
Yes. Yeah. So it was going to be the same version. But I thought a good place to start was to do all the alterations that I'd done on that to the sleeveless one, and kind of a little bit hope for the best that would work. And it really did. I'm really pleased with it.
Yeah.
So the same alterations were that I've actually sort of curved these darts, so they're scooping a little bit out more out under my bust. Took a little bit of a wedge out of the back neckline. Did my usual FBA. I've got a little tiny bit that I could get rid of here, but
barely
I don't know, barely anything. That might just be me stretching it out once
Yeah.
I was like pressing over the seam allowance.
Yeah.
Which is what, like, that's what I'd usually be aware of in something sleeveless. It's these little, I get these little layers, which I think is common with bigger busts. You just end up with extra fabric where you don't really need it up there. But yeah, it was nice to know that the changes that you make to the sleeved pattern give you a really good starting point for the sleeveless, and for the different neckline as well.
Yeah, so all the changes that I've done here, if I just put that onto the original pattern, it should then...
It'll definitely, I reckon, maybe be a 1/12 job rather than a 2/12 job. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like these things you should always check, especially the sleeveless versus sleeved kind of thing.
Yeah. And am I right in thinking that the difference between the two sort of like pattern pieces, it's around the arm side, is that right?
Yeah, exactly that. So the sleeveless one is going to be lower and the sleeved one is a little bit higher. So you need it higher to get movement in your arm and your sleeve. So yeah, it's the shape of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You feel it's sort of up there. Yeah. It seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But the higher it is, the sort of more movement you get.
Yeah, that's going to affect the scooping here.
Exactly that. Yeah. And obviously change the neckline as well.
And I really love that neckline.
It's so pretty.
It's really nice.
Really nice. And I took a wedge out of my original one, and I took the same wedge out of this one. So it's worked really well. So yeah, this is my second design as well, but that's looking nice. I've got a tiny bit of room in the back, but I think that's just going to be me for movement.
Yeah.
I'm not fussed about that, and when it's all like finished and nice, I think that's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to overfit it.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too like
restrictive, especially now if it's going to be a summer dress. I want it to be maybe a tiny bit looser and like floaty.
Yeah.
So my new plan.
Go on.
Is this bodice, mid-axy gathered skirt, not crazy gathered, just sort of slim gathered.
So still quite fullness, but not the
not full, not sort of this side, more sort of.
More just, okay.
Exactly that.
That's the official.
That's the amount of gathers I want.
Yeah. Okay.
And then so the back will be full gathers, and then the front I'm going to do in 2 panels So it'll be one that goes about 2/3 of the way across, and then one that goes 1/3 here, and then I'm going to have a split down here. Just because it'll be like really covered up, but then I'll have a split, so that's quite exciting.
Is this like Angelina Jolie?
Oh my god, and the leg.
The leg.
You'll see me going up the stairs in the office being like every other step.
I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this.
And then potentially, this might be too twee for me, but I think it would look lovely, is to have the split quite high, but then have a section of it secured with 3 little bows.
Oh my god, this is
so
amazing.
it might be, I think it would look gorgeous. My concern is, would I wear it? Because it's not necessarily my vibe. But sometimes maybe,
do you know
maybe
what?
just go all
These
in.
things are just fun, you know?
Exactly.
And also the things with bows, like, I don't know, you put them on and you're like, oh, I don't really like it, I'll take them off.
Exactly, yeah. If I just hand sew them on afterwards, they'll be so quick to take off.
Yeah.
So just,
I'm really liking this.
No, it sounds good.
And I was not expecting this.
And I think I'm going to do a wearable toile. I'm pretty sure I am, because I've got some fabric which is also taking me out of my comfort zone.
Right.
So it might be bows, which is out of my comfort zone, and then jazzy fabric, which is this. Wait for it. There was a gasp from off camera.
Yeah.
So I've had this for ages. It's a neon pink, slightly textured.
You know, you can't even see how bright this is in the camera. It is.
It's blind. It's like a highlighter pen.
It is a highlight. It's amazing. It's so beautiful.
So
oh my god, so imagine like gathers.
What was the noise? gathers. Split. Like that. This is the vibe. And I think maybe like.
What are you going to make the bows out of? Are you going to do it out of the fabric?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just little similar fabric.
You're going to do little rouleau loops?
Maybe some rouleaus. That'd be adorable. Because it's cotton, it would stand quite nicely.
So it's like a seersuckery, is it?
Yeah.
Sort of? So it's got a bit of.
I think it was quite cheap. I think it's a poly cotton. But it's got that crinkly texture.
Swish.
And I think this with like a plain Sorrento on top to kind of bring it down more to my usual level.
I don't think there's any bringing this which is perfect.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
And that's the thing. I'm so much more excited about making this one and then eventually obviously making a black one.
Yeah. The thing is, I'd be tempted with this to just hem this and have it as a little
top. I totally could. Maybe just overlock the bottom so it's the teeniest of hems.
Yeah. I think it's really cute.
It is cute, isn't it? It's nice. Nice. Well, yeah.
So there we are.
There we are. So, next time we might be talking about fabric a bit more.
Yeah.
Just general progress, seeing where we're up to, having a natter. But yeah, that is Betty Club 5.
We're getting closer. Who knows what we're going to end up with though, because things change.
We're back next week being like, so, I'm out, it's not happening. Hopefully not. Hopefully this Gingham Wonder will make an appearance at some point.
Oh, that has to. Right.
I think so. Alright, well if you like our videos, obviously we'd love it if you could subscribe to our channel and then you'll know when they keep popping up. There's always lots more to come, lots of Betty Club. You can go back and listen to Jeans Club if you want to make some jeans and see Alma and Chloe on their jeans journey. And lots more things, teammates, new releases, all of that. And if you do like our content, we'd be very appreciative if you could buy us a coffee. There's a link below. It just helps us make even more fun stuff.
Yeah.
But hopefully we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.